Good day, welcome to Dmonix's DVlog, July 8th, I believe, Saturday. It's a cooler day, it's going to be 26 degrees Celsius, and I'm getting ready to do some gardening. I'm going to transplant the cantaloupe plant, which I hope is not root locked. It might be, but hopefully not, and also set up the trellis that I bought for the cantaloupe plant, and also I kind of plan to put my beans in there too, but because of the biochar, I don't even know what to call it, the biochar experiment, my beans are obviously growing in the spot next to the potato patch, and also over here by Bella's place. So, yeah, the biochar is almost like ready, but I can't like just put it in my garden and then plant stuff in it and expect it to grow. Now that the biochar is pretty much inoculated and charged, when I put it in the ground, in the soil, it's got to be mixed in, and then essentially, really, I mean, it needs, it would probably need like another 4 weeks or so before I could plant in there, maybe even more. So I'm just going to let it sit. So either I'm going to let the biochar sit in the buckets until fall, like until pretty much fall, when I harvest, and I can put it in, or I'm going to mix it in the places where I haven't planted, and then in the fall do another biochar round and get the areas that I didn't get because things were growing in it. And after I harvest all those things and, cut everything out and all that stuff, then I'll put the biochar in, and everything will be biocharred for next season in the spring. And again, hindsight's 20/20. I got the information about biochar kind of late in the season, and I should have done the biochar like in this last spring to have been effective for growing this season. So that's why everything's in this crazy kind of state of flux. If you're just joining us, is because, yeah, I got the biochar and I started it like in June, and then realized, well, I can't plant and do biochar at the same time. So yeah, I've been kind of picking spots to grow stuff, and then where I'm not, I'm going to put the biochar in there, and then, yeah, probably once I harvest, I'll put the biochar in the rest of the other places, and then, like I said, next spring will be good to go for gardening. So, yeah, I'm just eating some food and getting stuff ready, and then we'll be out in the garden. We'll see you in a minute. Well, you'll see me walking towards the camera, because I have to stop it now. Hey, we're back, and it's not July 8th, it's July 11th, for God's sakes. I don't know why I thought yesterday was the 7th. So I got my scarlet peas out of the cage, because I don't know if it's growing or not. I mean, it looks healthy, but maybe it's root locked, I don't know. But it's not really growing, so we'll see what it does. The beans are all good, and I've got our cantaloupe plant in ground, and I was going to build a trellis, but then I thought, well, why am I going to build the trellis before I know if my transplant's been successful? So yeah, so I'm just so yeah, why am I going to build my trellis if I don't know if this is even going to grow yet? So we're going to wait for that to grow, and then we'll see. The mint seems to be a little saggy, but I think it's still okay. Gotta get this guy out of here. Kind of vine-like plants. Did a little bit of weeding, but not much. So yeah, just looking at my corn plants, they seem to be doing alright. Definitely holding up. I might even be able to take my forks out soon, but I don't know. I'm a little paranoid with the animals. This is the milkweed. Seems to be sitting there, and the chocolate mint seems to be doing okay. Looks like there's maybe a flower on top. Anyways, yeah, so I'm going to hold off on this. Make sure the transplant takes first before I do anything. And then we'll build the trellis if it starts to take off. So that's really about it. I mean, That was my plan, was to build the trellis, but again, why bother if that may not transplant correctly. Like I transplanted that guy and I still don't know if that's living. So I'm still waiting to see. It's got its little tendrils shooting out, but it doesn't seem to be growing too much. So it might have been root locked in the container I had it in. I don't know. I don't think so, but that might be why. And my potatoes are definitely taking off, so that's awesome. Potatoes are always good. And yeah, if things don't grow, I've got other things that I can grow. So, or other things that are growing, I should say. Not other stuff I can grow, because we're getting too late in the season to plant stuff, although there are some things you can plant in July. But take a look at where you live, because a lot of that kind of stuff is, you know, we have a shorter growing season in New Brunswick than we do, you know, in other parts of Canada or other parts of the States, you know, that kind of thing. So, yeah, always got to check. If somebody says you can grow this in July, just check to see when your first frosts are and how long it's going to take you to grow your plant before you do that in July. So, like I said, like all this stuff here was planted in June, which was still late, but at least it's in pots and growing, kind of. I don't know if my broccoli's still spindly and looks like it's trying to hang on, but we'll see. I've been putting it in like total darkness at night and then exposing it, not to complete direct sun in the daytime because they're small and I don't want them to get burnt. But and my carrot, I got one little carrot, you know, piece that's sticking out of the ground, out of the soil in that pot, and my thyme and the chives. Again, like this is the second time I've done it. I followed the online directions of just sowing it right onto the top and then, you know, putting some water on it and letting the sun hit it, and I haven't seen nothing. Not a thing. So, I don't know. This crow landed in the driveway, and I've thrown out 3 peanuts, and it's seen it all, and I think it understands what to do, but I don't think it trusts me enough to come up, and they're quite a distance from me, actually. But yeah, no, he's not gonna come my way. Boop. Well, I tried. Oh, he's coming back. Now I don't want to come out of the camp because I don't want to scare him. But he's slowly coming forward. He's investigating. But yeah, no, it's me. It's me. And he's way. He's getting there. He's quite far away from where I threw the peanuts. Yeah, he's like, doesn't trust me. The grackles trust me more than that crow does. But he's interested. Like he knows that there's something there that I threw for him. But he's just, oh wait, I got a slingshot. Hold on a second. I did it. I got him a peanut. I put it in the slingshot and I fired it out there, and he went and got it, and he's feeding on it right now. Oh, come on! If I can get a crow, it probably will be driven away. Oh, got another crow. It'll probably be driven away by the grackles if they start coming here, but I would much rather have the crows than the grackles, even though the grackles are awesome. But I would love to have the crows. I don't think those crows like peanuts. He just took that peanut, the second one I just fired, he took it and put it in his mouth and walked a couple of feet, dropped it, and flew away. So, yeah, well, that sucked. Damn it. I had a good feeling there for a minute. Fucking goddamn crows. Hey ho, welcome back. You know, every time I work in the garden, it's boiling hot, there's no wind, and I sweat. And as soon as I stop, the wind picks up like it has now, and it's nice and cool, which is nice. Probably not so nice on the microphone though. Well, we might get some storms today. I don't know. I'm not holding up for it, but they said there's a possibility of some thunderstorms later this afternoon, but I don't know. We got actually like a good load of rain yesterday or the day before. There's a web page you can check the rainfall, daily rainfall amounts, and we actually got a good soaking the other morning. Yeah, I think it was yesterday morning before I got up, and it was yeah, there's quite a bit of rain that came down, almost an inch. So that's good, but still in the grand scheme of things. So make busy projects. I stapled the chicken wire to the potato and bean cage because a squirrel got in there yesterday, I'm assuming from underneath, like because I didn't have it fully tacked down. And then I don't know if you remember from videos, but right in that little corner of the ramp there, right in that little corner, I had some wire, and it was like too tall for it. It kind of looked unsightly, so I'd been planning on doing some chicken wire in there to try and stop the groundhog from coming in that way. I've left it kind of so the chipmunk can still scoot through, but hopefully the groundhog won't be able to break out. I've got to put some of those tent peg things in there, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to drive them into the ground, so we will see what happens here in a minute. But it's just kind of a possible way to stop it. If I could get a couple more bricks, I could definitely block that off. But and if it's blocked off completely, Corey, the chipmunk, has been known to come right through between the doors of Bella's place there, so he's not completely trapped. And he's got a hole in this garden right here. He's got one in the stump behind Bella's place, and then he's got a hole that's right in there. So he's got lots of ways to access peanuts and all that kind of stuff. So it's nice to have this breeze. Oh, again, like when I'm working in the garden, the breeze stops, and it's like punishing. And then when I stop working in the garden, it starts up again. So there's a lesson to be learned here. Don't work in the garden. But yeah, hopefully the cantaloupe plant takes off. You remember last season I grew probably 4 or 5 great cantaloupes that I had. They were really good. So I'm hoping to meet that again this year. I've got, like I said, a trellis that I bought for it, so I'm a little bit more prepared for the vines and whatnot. And, fingers crossed, my friends. Fingers crossed. Yeah, all right, and we're back. Getting some weeds with my weed extractor turned into weeding the gardens, all of them. And there's a lot of grass encroaching on the edges, so I pretty much went around all of the gardens and kind of pulled out a lot of that vegetation that was encroaching in the growing space. And you don't need grass is obviously one of the faster propagators of green shit, and it can encroach in your garden like it does there, and just grows in, and grass seed just starts popping up everywhere. So yeah, tried to get as much of that out as I could, and just trying to do something, not trying to do something with my day, because there's always something that needs to be done, but yeah, just trying to get in the effort where it's needed most. There's a lot of kind of clover that's growing there, which isn't too bad. I'll probably have to pull out some little trees here and there, and after these, look at the gravel. Like, this is what happens. Like, I protected these beds with covers last winter, and still, oh, there's a marble. Can I get it? I have to get my grabber. But yeah, so much gravel, man. It's just, it's amazing that anything grows. Like I said, though, a few years ago, 2 years ago now, I had dug out all these beds of all of the rocky stuff that you could get, and replaced it with good soil. And still, like last winter, the plow guys, professional plow guys that are supposed to know how to plow your driveway, and are told not to use the blower because you blow all of the gravel into the lawn and into the gardens, and didn't listen. They never listen. So this winter I'm going to be a little bit more proactive, and if I catch them doing it, I'm going to go out and I'm going to tell them. Like, I'll get Sandra's permission to do so before I go out and yell at a guy. But yeah, they've been told. Like, what I'm told is like when there's snow on the ground, they come in with their bucket. Like, you don't slam the bucket down and drag it. You just lightly go across the driveway and leave like almost like a surface without disturbing the gravel. But when you're, when you put the bucket down and drag back and then use the blower or whatever the hell they do, it just sprays all of the gravel into the lawn. So And it's no bueno for people like my landlady who, you know, pay thousands of dollars to re-gravel their driveways, which obviously hasn't been done here in a while because she got kind of sick of paying every year to re-gravel the driveway only for the snowplow guys to send most of the gravel back into the lawn. And it's a year after year battle, and it's obviously ridiculous to pave. So just a lot of ridiculousnesses that you have to put up with when you're a homeowner, which I'm glad I'm not a homeowner. So, all right, I'm going to clean up a little bit of my mess here, and then I'm going to go shower. And we'll probably see you later. I'm not going to do the whole see you later thing because I always do that, and I always come back. So we'll wait, and we'll do it later. So stay tuned. All right, now I have to move very quietly, and there's a cardinal that I've been trying to feed for quite a while now, but every time he's been around when the grackles are here and I throw a peanut for him, he flies the other way. Oh, he's up on the wire. I think he's done here, but what I was hoping to catch was the chipmunk and him were having a little bit of a quarrel. So chipmunk was trying to get him off of his property, as I say. Oh, there's a grackle now. There's a chipmunk down there. Why is everybody poking around with the fence that I put up there now? Weird. Oh, here comes the chipmunk. It's like, nope, it's not. Anyways, I was hoping to get that cardinal. See if it comes back. Hey, welcome back to the evening. Dmonix DVlog Garden in Devon with your heavy metal gardener. And just kind of wrapping up for the day. And biochar will be stirred another couple of days. And yeah, everything's pretty much quiet and put away. I battled the gray squirrels for a little while this evening again. They just don't seem to get it. Although I think I'm going to bring out the BB gun next time because they need a good snap in the ass. The marbles sometimes hit them, and sometimes they just chase after them because they think they're a peanut or something. But yeah, squirrels are still a little bit of a problem. They know they can get into the garden really easy. They don't seem to be digging at any of the plants, which isn't, you know, too bad. I mean, I don't want them digging in the garden still, but yeah, they're not touching the corn plants or anything like that, so that's good. But I still want to deter them from going inside the garden. And other than that, like, I haven't seen a deer in quite a while, actually. There's been nothing on the video cameras. Even like last week, there was like skunks and raccoons and the groundhog and, yeah, all kinds of creatures of the night that were coming by, but it's been pretty quiet the last 3 or 4 days. So, just good. It's good. As long as nothing's trying to get in the garden, that's all we need to care about. They can do whatever they want outside here, just as long as they stay out of my green stuff. Alright, we're going to wrap it up. Please like, subscribe, and share, and I hope you have a great weekend. Get out and touch some nature, spend time in nature, get to some flowing water, whether it's a stream, a brook, river, lake, ocean, whatever it is. Touch some nature, feel some grass, touch a tree, and just connect yourself. And get away from your computers and phones and laptops and tablets. Unless, of course, you're watching DVlog, which you should like, subscribe, and share. And we'll see you in the next one. What are you hoping for? What are you doing? Come here. I didn't want to have to dig out the ladder to do this, but now you can see her up there. But Emmy is up there sleeping behind my swords and the Christmas ornaments. She's never slept up there before. This is some really weird behavior. Well, I guess I get the weird ones because I'm a weird one. Very strange, very strange. Anyways, everybody, have a good night. Like, subscribe, and share. And we'll see you maybe tomorrow. Or maybe we won't. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. I know what I'm not doing. I'm not going to church. See yous.